undertook several critical economic reforms to boost investor confidence and aid a sustainable economic recovery.
Umengameli Cyril Ramaphosa uthi ubebudisi wona umnyaka ophela kulo kodwana umkhanyo ukhona eminyakeni esiuthoma ema-erini ambalwa ezako.
In its submission to the court, the commission indicated that it would submit its report to the president in 3 parts.
Iya ezandleni zikaMengameli Cyril Ramaphosa engcenye yokuthoma yombiko wekomishini kaZondo ebeyiphenya ukuthunjwa kombuso.
I don't think it's going to dent our confidence going forward. We still have had a relatively good run.
Akhange kuyikhambele kuhle iProteas emidlalweni wetest wanamhlanje. Ngelanga lokugcina lomnyaka ka-2021 siyakwamukela endabeni zesiNdebele lapha kwa SABC 1 akwande sitshaba sekosi. Umengameli Cyril Ramaphosa uthi iSouth Africa yinaga ekhona ukuphumelela nanyana kunentshijilo. Umnyaka ka-2021 ubeduma enageni le nananjalo ufisela amaSouth Africa umnyaka onethabo wathi inaga kusesekunengi engakuthokozela. Ukhumbuza amaSouth Africa ukuthi angakhohlwa ukujovela iCovid-19.
I want to call on all South Africans over the age of 12 who have not yet vaccinated to please go and get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Umengameli usakhombela amaSouth Africa ukuthi ayokujova. Ekuthomeni kwenyanga le, uRamaphosa wakateleleka ukuthi ayosivalela ngemva kobana athwayeleka ngengogwana iCovid-19. Kuphela nje namhlanje lomnyaka kuhlangana iminyaka emibili solo kuliswana nengogwana eyabonakala ehatsheka nephasi lonke. Ekuthomeni komnyaka lo uhulumende wamemezela isihlongozo sokuthi kube ikatelelo ukuthi wonke umuntu ajove. Kanti nomnotho weSouth Africa usabokaboka nokusikima ngemva kokuhwahlaphazwa zizehlakalo zokugurizela ezabonakala endaweni eziningi zaKwaZulu-Natal neGauteng ngohoboyi. Le michakalo yaphazamisa ukuhluma komnotho njengoba namabhizinisi aloba imali engangemali. Yachiya kubhubhe abantu abangaphezulu kwamakhulu amathathu.
Earlier this year, the country experienced the worst attacks of public violence and destruction since the advent of our democracy. This unrest led to loss of life, to jobs being destroyed, and to billions of rands to damages that many businesses suffered.
Nanyana kunjalo, Mengameli uthi uhulumende uphezulu kwamahlelo okuvuselela umnotho.
Millions of South Africans received direct support through the Social Relief of Distress Grant, and workers in a number of vulnerable industries received wage support through the Unemployment Insurance Fund. We undertook several critical economic reforms to boost investor confidence and aid a sustainable economic recovery. This year we placed our focus on promoting trade and investment on the African continent to ensure that we would benefit from the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Zandile izehlakalo zokuhlorisana ngokobulili. Mengameli uthi nakho lokho ngelinye idimoni ekufanele kulwisane nalo ngokubambisana.
The second pandemic that I spoke about last year that manifests itself through violence against women and children has continued unabated.
Ramaphosa uchochozela imizamo kahulumende yokulwisana nobukhohlakali begodu nokuthi kuqedwe ngekomishini ephenya izenzo zokugolwa kombuso njengombana kuyokuthoma umnyaka omutsha nje kunye nokulwisana nomtlhago. Wabeka namathokozo kibo bonke bezempilo eSouth Africa abasebenze ngaphasi kwesikhathi esibudisi umnyaka lo.
Isekela likaMengameli wamajaji Judge Raymond Zondo uyokunikela uMengameli ingcenye yokuthoma yombiko wakhe wekomishini ephenya izwangobasho yokulinga ukuthumba kokulalwa kombuso ngelesibili iveke ezako. Indaba ezivezwe ngungqongqoshe ofisini kaMengameli uMondli Gungubele kulapho kuvele khona nokuthi akusenambandela yesikhathi sokukhamba.
Lengxelo ijonga ngamehlo abomvu iyakuthiwa paha kwiveke ezayo nezawucacisa kokuba ingaba bethu ukubanjwa ngobhongwana kwesizwe kuhambe kwangena phi na. Sekela nhloko yejaji uRaymond Zondo uza kuyikhupha lengxelo ityeli lokuqala phambi komongameli uCyril Ramaphosa kuzakhiwo zomdibaniso ePitoli. Umphathi wakhe office kamongameli uMondli Gungubele uxelela amajele endaba kokuba lengxelo izakhutshwa isihlandlo zibe zithathu. Uthi kaloku befana bayikhutshwe namhlanje yokuqala ingxelo kodwa kuba ke isizwe sizilela ukubhubha kwaMbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu nyanzeleke uba make kumiwa kancinci.
In its submission to the court, the commission indicated that it would submit its report to the president in three parts. The first to be submitted at the end of December 2021, the second at the end of January 2022, and the last at the end of February 2022.
Ugungubele uvele nakwinto yobana kuzawukhulula ihaki ke ngoku njengoko kubhiyozela ukuphela konyaka. Abantu bavumelekile uba bazulazule ngeli xesha.
It is the view of the experts that Omicron has reached its peak. Because it has reached its peak, it is not expected to go beyond the peak.
Urhulumente umemelele kubembo uMzantsi Afrika kokuba ke bathi qha kancinci bazama ukuzilela ukubhubha kweqala lenkululeko uArchbishop Desmond Mpilo Tutu. NdinguAbongile Dumako kwiindaba zeSABC eGauteng.
Amakhulukhulu wabantu ajame imjeje ngaphandle kwesonto iSt George's Cathedral eKapa abahloboka uArchbishop Desmond Mpilo Tutu lilanga lesibili lokuhloboka kwakhe ngaphambi kwelanga lokubeka kwakhe kusasa.
Amatluo bekadlule emehlweni womuntu woko lapha nakufika ikoloyi layithe uArchbishop Desmond Mpilo Tutu idlula e8 Street. Ikhambe njalo yachinge Well Street lapha abafundisa abanye namalunga womndeni alinde khona isidumbu sika Tutu. Indlango phakathi kwayo uTutu sikhumbuzo sokuzithoba kwakhe nesifisa senza saphila sokuthi mhla inkosi imkhumbulako angaphekelela ngeboxi lobukhazikhazi. uTutu wamukele eSt George's Cathedral lapho ayokubekwa khona kwelanga lesibili ngaphambi kobana abekwe kusasa. Isitshaba sijame imijeje sayomhloboka kokugcina. Abanengi bebakhumbule emva inkathi abazicede naye nemfundisi abazithole kuye.
He had a phone call, went into his office, and he came back with his hand in his head in his hands. And it was at the time when the police were going into Soweto in their Caspers disguised as milk trucks. And he said, I know this family, and the gogo and the two grandchildren have just been shot in the back, sitting on their beds. And he just stood there and wept and lifted his head up and went on talking. But he had such a heart, which was broken, but so big. Every time it broke, it got bigger.
The arts has learned us so much from the time of reconciliation and fighting for our rights. And as a youngster, I can enjoy all those freedom and those rights today. And when I talk about theological, as a Christian, the way that he has led us so far, for me it's important to come out and say, thank you, Tata, for what you have meant for us.
Uhulumende uthi wanelisekile ngokuthi umngcwabo womuntu ohlenipheke kangaka uzokuba ngophephileko nonokuthula. Ikonzo yomngcwabo izabe kusasa esondweni iCathedral lapho kuqalwe bona babe lukhulu kwaphela abantu abayokukhambela.
Kuthelisile lasibekela kodwa eSouth Africa. Omunye umthomkhulu ugirikile kodwa uwile. Sithi laluphumule Desmond Emeritus Mpilo Tutu. Kumnyama kodwa eSouth Africa. ngizwa ngingenelwa lolothe ngizwa ngibabhlungu ngaphakathi njengomhloli nembongi iphimbo lami liyahlengezela liphelelwa mamandla imsizi yami yokuxola ivinyini kamanzi amnyama kwenze njani ngiyasaba kumnyama eSouth Africa kanti konakalephi eAfrica engesewula konakalephi bakhamba bashiya balandelana sasala sibhibhidla amanceba ngaphakathi imphefumulo yethu imakhaza ibabelwa minyaka yonke konakalephi ngiyabuza Archbishop Desmond Emeritus Mpilo Tutu uthi thina siyokupacaphi nakufika ukudisa ephasini nenarheni yekhethu iphasini nemraro ehlogwa nina bosolwazi ngitsho umakekere ingorho ezikhona ukucalana nobujamo bempilo yesitshaba Archbishop wena bovimba uvikele isithunzi senarha bonyana ingaqalelwa phasi lokho awukhona wena uqalile namhlanje sibhibha amanceba siyazikhotha kwamukeleki sihlabeka inhlaba ezingabekezelekiko ubudisi nesizi buzipa amandla phezukwethu sizilile sikhubuze semkhulu umthunzi ophumela isitshaba sethu uthindithekile womelela amakaribe wahidleka phasi hawu siyazisa ngenarha ekhethu inarha ibeletha amathuna yaphuphuma isitshaba salindele idolo nomthandazo bonyana uzosibawela kwangabonako bonyana silibalele mkhulu siku 4th wave siyaphela isitshaba abakhohlisi nabaliyamala nobugebengu buyazenzela phezukwethu umnotho uyabogaboga amasela abelana abathagayo ngitsha abadla imbuya ngolithu kunzima kuyakhuphukela senzeni amadoda abulala bomma kukata abantwana akulungi litho kuhlogeka umthandazo wakho mkhulu badlela inkhwameni zabo balibele ngathi ipolitiki seyaphenduka ehwebo eSouth Africa isitshaba sithwele imkhono ehloko asisenayo umkhalimo ongakhona ukuvimba ubujamo nomguruguru nawuthoriseka nakuqale ngakithi kazi ihlabathi uthumbani nawuloko sihlutha amakekere benarha yekhethu eSouth Africa ngiyabuza akusenani selidumela adlula laluphumule Desmond Emeritus Mpilo Tutu
Nasibuya entolo.
This is where we had one crash that we lost a lot of people. But since we started at 8 o'clock, we have been able to discontinue 12 cars.
Iqede isitshaba indlela ye-N1 eduze nemukopane eLimpopo. Njenganje ke sihlangabezana lapha nophindile kube njani ukuyokuthatha indaba labe zikhona bezahatsha lapha indabeni zesiNdebele ku SABC 1
Thuli ngingathi ukuthi yonke into inalapha ithoma khona so vele ekuthomeni uzoba nervous uzokuthuka kancane kodwa ke ukucabanga msinya nokukhumbula ama journalistic ethics ngikho ukusiza ukuthi kuhle la uzokwenzani so into yokuthoma ngifunde ukuthi into yokuthoma asinaso isikhathi ku-news so nangifika kumele ngiqala ukuthi bobani abantu engizokhulumisana nabo ngiqala ama-talking heads wami njengomana sengine-engele ukuthi isitori sanamhlanje sisikhuluma ngani ngoba ukhumbule ukuthi nawufika uyokwenza indaba kugcwele woke umuntu ufuna ukukhuluma woke umuntu ufuna ukuvela ethelevishini kodwa nawaziyo ukuthi ukhuluma ngani lokho kuyakusiza ukuthi ube ne-content nawufikako ungakwazi ukuthi wephule imigomo ye-SABC khumbule ukuthi yonke ikampani konke lapha kusetshenziswa khona kunemithetho yakhona so thina siyathi ukuthi sizijamele begodwa asithatha ihlangothi ngingatsho kodwa ukuthi ngifunde ukuthi kumele uprioritize wonke isikhathi njengomana nginguphindile ngibuya kwadlawulala emahukujwana nje kunestory semahukujwana angeze ngasibekela phambili kube kune national story I have to prioritize the national story ngiyibekelele phambili and then bese ezinye zize ngaphasi so intori zihatshwa ngobunjalo bantu so ngingathi ukuthi ngifunde ukuthi la kuya prioritizewa konga isikhathi uqabanga masinya so angeze ngathi kulula kodwa na ukuba ne experience uphume uye esichabeni njalo uyafunda isikhathi nasikhambako
Sithokoze Phindile asirage nendaba kubhubhe abantu abasithandathu engozini yetruck neveni endleleni N1 eduze nemukopane eLimpopo umshayeli weveni ulahlekelwe lilawulo lekolo yakhe yachelela kezinye inkoloyi ezizabunqopha kuye inkoloyi izilayelwe ukuthi zisebenzise enye indlela iR101
Ukholele ukuthena umshayeli weveni ulahlekelwe lilawulo leveni ngemva kokuthuthumba kwetayere abantu abaningi baphelelekiyo lindlela emvekeni ezidlulileko ezi ukugijimisa nokushayela umuntu aqabulile ngokhunye okubangela ingozi eziningi esifundeni esi phambidlana ingikhulu zendlela zibopha abantu abashayela abahamlile.
This is where we had one crash that we lost a lot of people but since we started at 8 o'clock we have been able to discontinue 12 cars. We have been able to also arrest 4. Now we can confirm 5 drunk and driving already since morning.
Sesenjalo kezinye indlela zeLimpopo kuvulekile.
I'm just having a road trip with my family And the traffic flow, it's very good. I didn't see any hiccups.
Imphathimandla ziyozikhupha khona duze nje imbalo zabantu abaphelele engozini zendlela ngamaholiday okuphela komnyaka.
Njenganje ke siqalela indaba esibuthelelwe ngumabhande Thombeni ebuhle besizwe eMpumalanga.
Ikhothe ephakemeko yeMiddelburg eMpumalanga imgwebe idilika jele umsolo weminyaka ema-30 ubudala uMorgan Mashiya ngecala lokubulala intombi yakhe uNkosi Ngiphile eNkambule. uMashiya ulahlwe lecala ngemva kokuthi wabe ahlosile nakaza kutika umlilo owachisa lo muzi ngemva kokunganyisana phakathi kwakhe noNgazimbi uNkosi Ngiphile eNkambule. Ngomhla wesehlakalo umsolo wathi angathela ipetrol emzini loyo wangena ngaphakathi naye bazivalela bobathathu. Wathi naka ngaphakathi wawuthungelela ngomlilo. Kwathi nakuchako yena uMashiya wahlaba umkhosi bona bomakhelwana bazokusiza kwabe ngahlanye ukhupha isikhiya ngefestire usilahlela ngaphandle wakhona ukufahla emlilweni yena waphuma wathi uNgazimbi nomntwana ngemuva. uNgazimbi wagubuzesa umntwana ngengubo waphuma naye kwathi yena wayokubhubhela esibhedlela ngemva kwamalanga amathathu. Ngingumabhande Thombeni wendabeni ze-SABC.
Njenganje ke Thombeni ilwazi lakho lokubuka indaba likhamba ehle. Ngiziphi intshijilo ebezinande zibakhona nokwenza ukuthi ukhuthale uhlala ufika lapha kunendaba?
Ngiyathokoza Thuli nombukelo wakho ehlelo. Kuba nobudisi bokuthoma uzakukhumbula ukuthi kufanele nawo reportako namkhana ubika istory ungathathi ihlangothi ubike ngokulingana. Njengaso sona lesi story siqeda ukuphela lapha. Kaningi uthola ukuthi na ubika izinto ezinjengalezi lapha kunekhotho lapha kunamaqala uthi na ufikako bese abantu ababongazimbi bafuna ukuthi babeke labi ihlangothi kanti nomsolo naye umndeni nomsolo ufuna ukubeka lakhe ihlangothi. So kuba budisi lokho kwenza ukuthi indaba siyilandelele bekufike lapho ikhotho ithatha khona isiqundo. Kaningi isitshijilo siba khona ukuthi abantu bafuna ukuthi kuzwakale iphimbo labo ngaleso sikhathi kanti nasele seyisekhotho indaba ngokuya ngokomthetho sisekelo awusakhona ukuthi ungayingena umbiki indaba kufanele ikhotho ithethe isiqundo ibanga leyo ndlela.
Sithokoze Thombeni isikhathi sakho. Kanti njenganje ke siya kumvezi wethu Comfort Masombuka indaba ayibika ngiyokufika kumgijimo wama-Olimpiki uNdando Mahlangu mhla uya eTokyo.
Mahlangu eminyaka eli-19 ubudala uhlangatshezwe namakhozi nembongo edweleni labo fly zimutsho ngembongo zakhe. Hlangana nabanye bebazokwamukela ikutana ephasile nguMombeletha kubonga iMahlangu othena kavula umlomo emhlanganweni wembiki indaba amehlo azala inyembezi nakakhumbula ukubelethwa kwaKandando. Ngikho konke lokhu wayengazi uMahlangu ukuthi lesi sisipha siphiwe nguZimu nabezimo esizamenza aziwe iphasi lonke zombelele. Abanye abantu bendaba belethelwe kiyo iphumulo eTefontein B1 abamazi asemncane uNdando bamhlathulule njengomntwana obekazithobile begodwa bathi nanyana akhubazekile nje kodwa wabonakala semncane bona kukhula sazokwenza. Ungqongqoshe wezemidlalo uNathi Mthethwa uthe uMahlangu uzokuthokoza nangenye imali ekhethekileko yokubeka irecord lephasi. NginguComfort Masombuka wendaba ze-SABC ngikubikela ngisedweleni lemphaphamshini eOR Tambo.
Kavi kwabe kunjani nayo ukuthatha indaba le uyihlolo ngekwemgombo yalapha kwa-SABC?
Ngithokoze Mthimbonongwanile ngilotshise nombukele ekhaya. Uyabona kokuthoma nasihabele edweleni lemphaphamshini kwakungasilula ngoba wawusiya kokuthoma lapha ngangisiya kokuthoma ngiyokuthatha le ndaba kokuthoma uhlangana nabo ngqongqotshe abantu babona kumabona ukuthi uyakibo kokuthoma nabo somkhandlu ngapha nangapha kuzele nezinye imbiki indaba ezivela kezinye inhlangano lapho ke kufanele wena uzinikele begodwa usebenzele phezulu kwesikhathi. So ngabona lapho ukuthi ke lo msebenzi wami sokelinye izinga nase ngihlangana nabantu abanje ngalemuka ke lapho ukuthi ke into eqhakatheke khulukhulu ke lo msebenzi wokubuthelela nokubika indaba sikhathi.
Sithokoze
Mthimbonongwanile.
Nasi imlayezo yemfisela buhle yakho mbukeli.
Mina ngithanda ukufisela wonke umuntu unyaka omutsha angene kuhle umuntu ukusitsheja usiphatha kuhle masihamulawo asihamuleni kuhle endleleni nikhambeni kuhle.
Ngokukhulu ukuzithoba ngithanda ukufisela wonke umuntu unyaka omuhle onempumelelo nenilokotho ezihle.
Ke lakaletsa batho ka moka ngwaga o moswa wa 2020 ba te tlhokomele ditseleng gore bophelo ba bona bo phepe ka mehla.
Ngifisela wonke umuntu weSouth Africa unyaka omutsha ka2022 bangene kamnandi bawugidinge kamnandi bazicheje konke laba khamba khona ngibafisela inhlanhla.
Mina ngithanda nje ukufisela ihlobo nabangani bonke ukuthi bangene kahle enyakeni omusha. Ebese ngibonga naleli thuba kulonyaka enilwenzile ku SABC ukuthi sifake imibono yethu. Siyabonga kakhulu nani ngifisela unyaka omusha ngathi ngangena ngamandla ku2022.
Asibonge
Siyathokoza imfisela buhle ngezakho mbukeli SABC ayizokuthwesa umlando ukuziphendulela ngazo. Nasiphosa ilihlo kezemali iranda lehlile nalinganiswa nezinye imali ezikulu. Sisichema sendaba zesiNdebele sithokoza isekelo lakho mbukeli akube njalo la ngomnyaka ozako ningene kuhle eminyakeni omutsha Musa wenkosi osanele sonke.